J Drone here. What's going on, guys? So if you follow my posts on YouTube, I can post on YouTube. I can also do videos on YouTube. Today's video was the LED bar of Bamzo. As you can see right there, the trash can. And a couple days prior, I did a little bam. We got the trash can. So this is epic beyond epic. I've already flown it. I'm not going to get too much involved in that. At the end of the video, I will do a recap on it. What you get with this drone is obviously the drone. You get 4 batteries, which is pretty dope. You get a little charger. They give you the option to hook up XT30 to it. We have a screwdriver. We have extra blades. We have a prop tool and a little 3M dillies there. I don't know what they wanted you to use 3M. Obviously, we get instructions, but are basically based for the Tranus. I got this hooked to the jumper. It was not too hard. One thing I will note, before you fly it, go ahead and stack you some foam in there. I got double sticky foam in there just to make these batteries. You're going to put 2 of them in there, and just to make them stick really good. You want it tight in there, because my first flight, you'll notice I kind of go out of control, and the reason I went out of control is because the batteries kind of fell out during flight and really made this off balance. Another thing that I'll note, which you can't see because I have those stickies in there, is up above the plug-in where you would hook it to your computer, you can get to the bind button. The bind button's underneath there. It's underneath those foam pads. That's why you can't see it, which is really cool. I absolutely love that. And frame, look at this frame. Look at this frame. Again, I've already flown this. I've crashed this several times. I've hit it off a pavement pretty hard. Look at this frame. This frame is reinforced, reinforced, reinforced. I mean, even on the rings, we have reinforcement everywhere. This, minus one other quad, this is the second best whoop on the market that you can buy, bind and fly. If you want to know my idea of the first best whoop, it's not the Armor 85 HD, although I absolutely love the footage that comes from that. That's a fragile drone. If that drone was on this body, that drone would be the best on the market, but that's not the case. There is a drone that is better than this in my book because it has the ability to record 1080p. I did have this out at night, which you'll see. I had it out during daylight. And then one other thing that I'll note, maybe you want to unscrew that hex screw. You want to unscrew that hex screw. You want to pop the camera out. You want to unscrew the lens and blow it out. And you'll see why during this video. All right, guys, let's get to the footage. Let's get to my first flight, which isn't really much of anything because you'll see the issues I encountered and why I'm telling you to blow out your lens. And then the second flight, the second almost dark flight, is well worth it. And then we'll do a recap here. Ready, set, go. So this is my first takeoff with this drone. I was very excited about it. The direction that we were flying with, we're actually flying with the wind. There's a considerable wind. There's no excuse. This is a 2S brushless drone. My first crash, which you will see momentarily, was just rookie. It was me being a rookie and just trying to do something without really thinking about it and doing it smoothly. So I'm not going to blame it on the wind. A lot of guys would probably blame it on the wind. Look, we got a little black speck. See the black speck where it says stats? It's not on the lens. Try to take it off 100 times. And then finally, pressing hard on the lens, it came off. There was actually a speck of dust on the inside of the lens, which I'll further verify that on our last crash. That me, I guess, pressing hard on the lens, bam, there's a little flippy. Me pressing hard on the lens allowed it to get off the lens. And again, we'll elaborate more on that because we'll encounter it again to the point where I can't get rid of it, and then eventually I figure out how to get rid of it. So, bam. The really slow flipping and the really slow barrel rolling and the slow, I like slow acrobatics, a nice chill acrobatic. I can do the snaps all day. The snaps are, I think, a little bit easier than these slow barrels. I think the slow flips and the slow barrels and whatnot look a little bit better on transition as far as on the camera goes, because when you're doing a quick snap, which I'm not knocking anybody that does a quick snap, when you're doing a quick snap, it doesn't offer much for eye candy, so to speak. It's just as opposed to kind of like that and bamzo. So I wasn't up high enough, or I wasn't bam. And that right there was batteries falling out. That's why I said sandwich them. But here, look. Right to the left of the 0 where it says 0150 and above J drone, there was a black dot. And now we have a hair as well, bottom right corner. Okay? None of this stuff is on the lens. None of this stuff's on the lens. And as I blew on it, look, we got a spot in the middle in between max current and 8A. That spot wasn't there before. We still have the spot below it. We still got the spot below above it. And we still got that hair in the bottom right corner. Pay attention. We're gonna lose the spot in between disarmed and J drone for the most part. We're gonna lose the hair, and it's not by wiping it. I promise you, it's not by wiping it. All right, guys. So what I had to do to get rid of that black spotting, I took the camera out of the holder, which was simply 2 screws on either side of it. I had to unscrew the lens and actually blow out against the body, the reflective square in there. That's where there was dust on it, and I knew it couldn't be something on the outside. Rewatching my video, because wiping the lens wasn't doing anything, and then another spot appeared, so there's definitely dust in it. Maybe that's something you want to consider doing even before flying. It screwed on nicely. The image looks good, like it wasn't an issue getting it to focus again. So we're gonna go back out quick, I think, before it gets too dark. It was dark, guys, but look at this camera quality. This camera quality is pretty darn epic. You can definitely see the street lamps that are on. You can definitely see the light on the side of my garage. You can see the lights. I'm really surprised at how well this works in just about nighttime. I mean, there's a little bit of light in the sky. It's not complete pitch dark, but it's pretty dark. It's pretty dark, and we are going on a flipperoo barrel roll session. I'm no pro at this by any means. Generally, you guys don't see me flying in Acro. Generally, I like to fly in stab mode. But I watched a couple reviewers, a couple guys that I trust on reviews that said this body's pretty darn durable. So I figured, well, if it's pretty darn durable, let's play with it. Let's play with it. That was me trying to do a little stall, a little upside down stall. Didn't work too well. Need to polish up on my Acro skills, but I think this run did really well. I think me personally, I had a lot of fun on this run, and we didn't do any heavy crashing on this. We did smack it on the ground a couple times. We ended up smacking it off of the Impala once or twice, and brought it inside, and there's minimal, like just little baby scratches. And again, I'm flying over top of concrete, which generally I wouldn't do. Generally, I'd try to fly over the grass, but the grass is sopping wet, and I don't want a chance ruining this with water or whatnot. Really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed this. And again, it's just about dark out. I felt the need, what I had on my first run, to bring it out again, despite the fact that it was dark. And I'm glad I did, because this will also show you, look, sun's down, it's getting dark. Can I go out and fly this? I'm showing you can go out and fly it. I mean, maybe if there wasn't all the snow on the ground, the camera quality would look a little bit different because there wouldn't be a lot of white contrast. But this did well. I was able to fly. I was able to fly without any type of issues. Now my RSSI, my radio signal strength, upper left is 51, fluctuating 51. I think I was only running my jumper on 25 milliwatts. And we also have 200 milliwatts that we can kick out of the drone's FPV system too, which I didn't have that on the highest either. So we can grow with this drone. We absolutely can grow with this drone. Or if you're new to flying drones, I heard this dude, so I figured I'd go check him out, make sure he wasn't coming up behind me, kind of watching my back, the drone watching my back. But for all intents and purposes, you can grow with this drone. It's underneath $100. You can run it on 1S or 2S. There's a little plug that you can plug in just so you're running on 1, or if you want to do 2, you can do 2. You can run it in stab mode till you get more familiar with Acro. You can crash it and you will be good. Yeah, how'd you like that? Myself, I like it chill rolls. I like chill flights. I don't like quick snaps. It's really not much for footage. I can do quick snaps really easy, but I find it a little bit more challenging doing the slow rolls and the slow flips. That was fun. That was fun. And how about this camera? How about that camera? And it's a Cadex camera. The camera and next to no light. That worked out well. You would have thought that was a night vision camera, which I don't think it is. But we did well with this. This did really well. We smacked it a bunch of times. You can see a couple scuffs marks because, again, we were on pavement, but nothing broke. We were on pavement. I hit the hood of my Impala once. This thing did really well. Guys, the only other drone, again, this is second best on the market right now. Anybody wants to argue with me, you could argue it with it, and your point's not valid. Personal opinion right there. But this is the second best Whoop you can get on the market right now. I would highly suggest buying this right now. It's under $100. I think I've seen them at 70 and change, and it's worth every single penny. Thing that I would suggest over top of this is not the Mob 7. This is This is a Mob 7, Mobula 7 eater. This is the killer. This is the Whoop killer. This is the everything Whoop killer. Everything Whoop killer. The Mob 7 busts to pieces if it goes through what this goes through. If you crash the Mob 7 versus this wins. This is a better build quality, even over the Armor 85 HD, which I absolutely love. This has a better build quality. But the Mob 7 HD, that is the best one on the market. The Mob 7 HD is utilizing the same frame, is utilizing the same canopy from what I can see. It's utilizing the best qualities of this. Mob 7 stole the good qualities of this and added the HD SD recording. Am I telling you not to get this? No, absolutely. If this is in your price range, get this now. Go buy it now. But if you got a little bit more cash to spend, the Mob 7 HD is the top tier Whoop right now. I'm saying because we get that dope lens, we get the dope footage through FPV, but in the side we can put an SD card and get the clean 1080p footage that I absolutely love from the Armor 85 HD. The Armor 85 HD is a fragile drone. It's a fragile drone. This is a beast. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. I will lay down I'll lay down a link to purchase this down below, and also for the Mob 7 HD. If you got a little bit extra bread, I suggest you go with that. If you're strapped for cash but you're looking for a good Whoop, this is second best. And it being second best, it does not mean it's down horribly. It's just right under that Mob 7 HD because this doesn't have SD recording capabilities on board. Guys, I'm J Drone. Generally, I don't go too in depth with the analysis of the drone after flight. I generally leave it during the flight videos, generally do a voiceover, but this one had to be done. Again, if you get black spotting in your video, it's dust. It's dust on the inside. And I just lost my light. I got low battery here. What else? You also need to make sure you put little foamies in there. Your wires up front here, you can see that green wire. Just make sure they stay tucked. If they're not staying tucked, you might want to secure them because the blade is right there. Guys, you want this drone if you want to get into whoopage. Dude, you see me whooping in Acro. I generally don't fly in Acro. I really have no thrill of flying in Acro. But this guy, after crashing it a couple times, what? It's not going to break? I'm not going to ruin it? Let's go Acro. Alright guys, if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. Link for this will be down below. Link for the Mob 7 HD will be down below. Get at me.